breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. This paradise with honesty right out in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Oversteer Grand Prix for our season finale here at the OGP Arena, an all-new track custom-made just for this event. I'm Strepidemic, and today I am joined here, as always, by my wonderful co-host, Mr. Vroom. Vroom, how we doing today?
I am doing amazing as always, Strep. Thank you. But we are here at a very tricky track, and man, I am on the edge of my seat already for qualifying. How about yourself?
A tricky track indeed. We've had a lot of drivers. Some of them have been really enjoying it. Some of them have been having some struggles, but we are nonetheless going to be seeing a pretty good show here, as looks like we're getting ready to go straight into it here with Mr. Will Poussaint on the line here in that E36 BMW.
Indeed, a very popular car amongst the series, as we've seen so far. Will Poussaint having a little bit of struggles here and there, but overall he's looking to put down a score. that he can be happy with. Have to see how he does.
And here we go. The lights are on. Will going to make his way out of that start gate. Slow little roll off of the line, making his way up to that initiation zone, and initiates in. Putting the car out of that first outside zone, having to add a little bit of angle as he goes, and does get all the way out there at one point. Now making his way across the OGP logo for that first big transition into the second outside zone. About halfway through there, almost came out a little early as he wraps towards that inside clip. Nicely done there. Transitioning again out to that next outside zone, and looks like yet again staying a little bit shy of that wall, but looks like does grab that inside clip. Now taking a very interesting line towards that next outside zone, which I think the judges are definitely not going to look favorable upon that. And then, oh, almost over angling and having to correct as he comes through that last outside zone across the line.
Certainly an interesting drive for Will. Definitely seems to be fighting something within the car. Unsure if he's battling with grip or just the way it's handling, but we'll have to see how he can do in his second run. But he'll definitely get something for his first. We'll just have to wait and see what the judges think.
As we just await that score to slot on in here, we do see Taryn, the one singular R33 driver, sticking to the car. Drivers did have the ability coming into this round to change up what vehicle they were running in, as we do see a 65 on the board for Will. Taryn, though, holding strong in the R33, running it all the way out.
Indeed, he's been a pioneer for this vehicle, and every time you see it on track, you know exactly who's driving it. Taryn, a very talented driver. We'll have to see what he can do on his first run.
The now fixed legendary Dolphin limiter of the R33.
Indeed, an update made specifically because Taryn was using this vehicle. But flying into that first initiation, handbrakes in, and keeping it right up tight to that wall, using a little bit of left foot brake to keep him there. As he makes his way across into the second outside zone here into the wall ride. Checking up the angle to get around to that inner clip. But he's firing into that third outside zone. Using just a little bit of left foot brake to keep him in there, but he's flying around this track. Coming to the final turn here, dragging bumper along the wall. How about that across the line?
A very, very good run there from Taryn. I got to admit, it did almost look like he was getting ready to over-rotate a little bit out of outside zone number 2, but managed to hold on, keeping the car on track, doing his thing. Have to see what the judges say on that score here as we wait it to slot in.
Indeed, throwing a lot of angle. You saw him kind of make that adjustment, getting into those inner clips off of the wall, and like you said, he was coming in a little spicy. They're not really exactly getting the following tire onto that inside white line as the judges want to see. But
definitely an interesting run. I will say it was nice seeing him kind of hanging it all out there. I know that the R33 is a very tricky car to drive sometimes, but good commitment.
And an 89 will show for Taryn. That's a great score on the board for his first run. We'll have to see if he can improve. Let's see if he can't make his way into the 90s early within this first group.
Yeah, definitely a couple of things that he could correct there to get a better score. But right now, at the line, we've got Mr. Legacy of my team, Team Kinetik Esports, also known as Travis Dawson. He's driving the 350Z, making a little bit of a change up from the usual S chassis here as he goes into round 6 to round out the season. And just feeling a little more confident in this car, which I will admit, I've driven this car a lot myself. It's a very, very good setup in it. And he is looking rowdy. He's not feeling the best, so hopefully he'll be able to put down a run here as the lights are on. We see that big red spoke as it makes its way into that initiation mark with the 350. Putting the car right out to the wall. Very nicely done there in that first outside zone. Now wrapping it around to that first transition. Good angle there and following that reference line as he gets into that second outside zone. Not quite to the wall, but pretty good proximity there. Looks like maybe could have been a little bit deeper on that inside clip. And now, ooh, a major bobble there, an angle going in outside zone number 3. Does manage to pick up that second inside clip pretty good. Now bringing it out to that last outside zone, having to correct on angle again, and it's going to make him come out of the zone, but he does get in there about halfway through to round out that run.
Yeah, struggling in a few of those wall entries there. Just looked like the car wasn't settling as it should, washing out and almost sending him to meet that wall. Luckily able to stay off of it, but definitely compromising his entry into those walls and just pulling him out of the zones, like he said. But we'll have to see what the judges think. In a 57, a lot to be improved on.
Travis Dawson, unfortunately, he has been sick for about a week and a half now, and he was actually just saying in our team chat, his back is burning in that sim seat. So hopefully he'll be able to figure it out for his second run. Definitely some stuff to improve upon, but a score on the board is a score on the board.
Indeed. Not a full bracket we have here today. Fortunately, a lot of drivers not being able to make it for the final event, but we do appreciate all the drivers who were able to make it today. But indeed, like you said, and that's a very unenviable position for Travis. I'd hope he'd be able to find some way to get comfortable in that car and throw down a heater run like we've seen from him before. And it seems we're just having a small kind of name issue, which we hope we would have had this resolved by now, of drivers not using their sign-up names.
Yeah, we tried to stress it a lot at the start of the season that when you sign up, you're supposed to have the same name. So as you can see, we've got Cubics on the line, which is what his Discord name is, but not what he is registered as. So, oh, it's Yakub Sita is at the line. There we go. We got it figured out.
There we go. Our production team always comes through. Sorry with the delay, but we were able to get it all figured out. Now he's at the line, ready to go. And here we go, white light flashes. And we finally get this run underway. Jacob fires in. A little bit of left foot brake, trying to massage it back onto the wall. Trying to keep himself within the zone as he flows into outside zone 2. Slowly pouring on the angle to get to that inner clip. As smoothly into outside zone 3, pulling out of the zone just ever so slightly. And now on the loud pedal, getting out to that final outside zone, all the way around the wall and across the line. For Jacob, have to see what fruits bear for him on that run.
As the track cameras, we're experiencing an earthquake right now, so just bear with us a little bit. Stadium's getting a little shaky. However, not a bad run there for Jacob. Definitely some things that could be improved upon. A couple of spots where the angle just wasn't very consistent. As we await that score to slide in, we do have Jason pulling up to the line, also driving an E36, which I think by this time of the season, pretty safe to say that it is the most popular pack vehicle, and a 71 is going to be on the board for Jakub. We'll figure it out eventually. But right now, it's going to be all eyes on Jason as he waits that start line to get going.
Indeed, you said it, Jason at the line. He's ready to go. The second E36 we've already seen today.
Not going to be the last one either. That is for certain. There are a lot of them out of the little field that we have.
Indeed.
But here we go. We've got the lights are on, and Jason is on his way. We'll see what he does here. Oh, very interesting initiation. Looks like he almost lost the car, and that's going to really hurt him in that first outside zone. As he wraps it around that first reference line now into the transition, lining himself up. Going in outside zone number 2. Oh, and unfortunately grabbing the wall, and that's going to be the end of that run for Jason. Zero on the board.
Victim.
First zero of the day. Oh, and the earthquake is back.
It was just the stadium just getting loud here at the Oversteer GP arena. As our TV man's dying in the other room. Hopefully he can recover. He's okay. He's okay. Rest assured, everyone, he is okay.
Speaking of okay, Got another Kinetik member coming up to the line here, Mr. iReal, aka Brett Pritchard, in the GT86.
Indeed, another car changeup. We haven't seen this one much this season as he fires it in. A little bit of left foot brake, getting him ever so closer to the wall, pouring on the angle coming out of that zone. Firing into outside zone 2 here, trying to get it back into that zone, keeping it off the wall. Got a little close there. The car just trying to float out there, but nice and smooth throughout our zone 3, just pulling out of the zone a little early there. Nice and tight on that inner clip as he brings it around town. And right onto that wall, across the line, dragging a little bit of bumper there. How about that?
Yeah, that was a very, very good save in the outside zone number 2 area there. I honestly thought that we were about to see a very major issue, but managing to keep the car going, not killing off the run. So a run in the book is a score on the board, and that's what matters at the end of the day right now. Again, just as a reminder, we do not have a full 32 field as of right this second. So currently, if you get a score on the board, you are in, which means the only person, obviously, we do see a 73 slot in there for iReal. Only person on the outside looking in right now is Jason Jones. He'll have to come out and put a score on the board, even if it's a safe one, in order to see top 32 tomorrow.
And speaking of scores, a high scorer here at the line, Jonathan Casillas, the ever iconic Corvette. We haven't seen him in a bit. And I'll be excited to see what he can throw down here today.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
Yeah, sorry, my microphone just bugged out. Jonathan Casillas wrapping around that outside line. Very nicely done by him in the Corvette. Bringing it into outside zone number 2. Grazing the wall a little bit and chucking in the angle to go towards that inside clip. Now transitioning over here into outside zone number 3 again. Bumper to the wall. Very nicely done there. Did grab it a little bit as he picks up that inside clip. Transitioning through again for the last time out to that final long sweeping outside zone, and he is going to make it stick. Came out a little bit there, but stayed in the zone, and we get a 360 into the wall.
Just a tap, just a little baby tap. But what a great run from Jonathan. Coming right out the gate, putting it right onto the wall. Not playing it safe at all. We'll have to see what kind of score he'll pull off with that run. As we see Mr. Cervantes make his way to the line. Ready to go to round out the first runs for these drivers.
Cervantes sticking it out with the E92 here. I believe that's the same car he started the season with. I don't think he's changed.
I'm pretty sure he's stayed in that vehicle.
Good vehicle to choose, that is for sure, as we wait for that score to come in for Mr. JC in the Corvette, which I believe we can still hear the engine idling all the way out in the pits right now, and a 93 on the board for Jonathan Casillas.
How about that? What a score. First driver to crack the 90s. And already on just his first run, if he has a little bit more in the tank, we'll have to see what kind of threat he poses. As here we go for Cervantes' run. Wrapping around that first turn, firing it into outside zone 1. Putting it right where it needs to be on that wall. But using that left foot brake. As he floats it around, big angle into outside zone 2. Keeping it nice and smooth as he wraps it around to that inner clip. Nice and tight to that zone. And keeping it buttery around outside zone 3. Coming around to the final zone. What can he do here? A little bit of left foot brake to settle him into the zone. And to keep him there across the line. Nice, very smooth, safe run for him there.
Well, as he Ross Chastains his way around after he crosses the line there. Jeez. Really making sure that E92 gets its warm marks here. But yeah, not a bad run at all there from Chris. You know, there's a couple of spots where he came off of the wall, but that shouldn't hurt the score too bad. Had pretty good consistent angle throughout that run. I'm sure we're going to see a very good score here for him. As Will Poussaint, one of the one of the drivers that tends to headbutt with people every now and then, which you have it in every series. He's ready to come out here and throw down a run for us and show us what he's got in the tank to put maybe a nice high score on the board. We love a headbutter of a driver. You can't have a drift series without some.
No, we love all of our boys. Everybody who competes here.
For anybody who doesn't follow Will, he actually does this pretty cool little series over on his Instagram where he checks out some of the popular clips that are going on out in the world. I actually commented on one earlier today and just kind of talks about them, says what's going on, hits on a couple of points about why that clip might show something important. Pretty cool little series he's doing. I would definitely go check it out as we're still waiting on the score here for Cervantes.
And there it is, a 91 for Cervantes. Just going to slot him into second for the moment. But already a good score. You want to be in those 90s. That's where you'll see most of the top 10 form around. But Will Poussin sitting on a 65.
Yeah, somebody who wants to improve that score is Will Poussin. He wants to see at least a 7 in front of that, maybe an 8, maybe a 9. We'll see what he's capable of here. As those lights are on, Will is going to make his little slow roll out of the gate. Got to get that throttle going down here, Will. Now he's picking it up as he initiates in, putting the back of the car out into that zone. Looks like one tire falling out of the zone there, so still not getting all the way out to the edge of the track. Not want to graze that wall. And again, with that very weird slow transition there, definitely going to hurt his line. But it looks like he does pick that zone up pretty good. Nicely done on that inside clip. Transitioning through to outside zone number 3 now, getting a little bit deeper in the zone than before, but yet again, going to be way inside on that inner clip. Now coming out to the final outside zone, Will needs to put it all the way out there, and he's not going to do it. He's actually almost coming out of the zone. Truth be told, I don't know if we're going to see an improvement on the score here.
We'll definitely have to see. Some spots he improved on. So he's doing a couple burnouts there in the middle of the track. Well, we saw some improvements in some zones, but we also saw a few new mistakes in others. You noted those weird, almost awkward transitions coming out of those inner clips, just hugging them a little too tight. As he'll actually match scores, 265s, and he'll stay exactly where he was after that first run.
And you know what? Consistency is key. We've said it time and time again. Consistency is key. If you're putting down consistent runs, that's a very good sign for the drivers who are going to be going against you in battles, because it means that they should know what you're going to be doing.
Exactly. We always praise on consistency. But Taryn firing it in, looking to improve on that 89. What can he do here? It's just pouring on the angle coming out of that transition. Trying to find a way to keep it into the zone, as he does pretty well there in outside zone 2. Right where he needs to be on that inner clip, firing into the third wall. A little bit of left foot brake to keep him there as he's smoothly coming across the OGP logo there. Right into the final zone. Little bumper tap there. Ooh. And dragging a little bit across over the line. Have to see if that's an improvement.
Yeah, that little bumper tap on the wall towards the end of that zone, or I guess it was about halfway through the zone. Let's be realistic here. That might hurt a little bit, probably not too much. He did manage to keep it at a pretty good angle even with that tap. So again, Taryn is looking for that 90 score here. I don't know if we're going to see it. We'll have to see what the judges say, but a very good run overall for sure from Taryn. And again, very consistent looking from his first run. It looked like a lot of his spots were pretty much exactly the same. A couple of waivers in different spots from the first run. A couple of spots where he did better. Have to see what the judges say on this one. Oh, and it is going to come in at an 86, so not an improvement. But again, very consistent scoring within 3 points.
Indeed, as we harp on it again, consistency is key. People want a confident driver, and if you're consistent, you can be confident.
Now, somebody who does... Yeah, we like that name. Somebody who does not want to be consistent to their first run right now, Mr. Travis Dawson, aka Legacy of Team Kinetik Esports, getting ready to throw down his second run. see what he has in the tank here. We know that he's capable. Again, he is very sick right now, so even toughing it out through the sickness to throw down, and immediately with a wall tap in the first outside zone. So he's really hanging it out there and coming off of the ideal line a little bit there, but looks like he is going to make it work as he swings it into outside zone number 2. Very good zone coverage there, and a very good amount of angle as he picks that inside clip up. Very nicely done. Now into the third outside zone again, trying to drag that bumper on that wall. Came a little bit off of that second inside clip and now transitioning through to the last outside zone. This is where he struggled last time and much, much better this time. Another little wall tap there and a wall tap across the line. Thank God it didn't happen sooner, but that should definitely be an improvement for Travis Dawson. And I got to admit, it looks like he's having fun out there.
Oh, indeed. The commentator's curse almost striking there, but a big improvement, a 79 for Travis Dawson. He has to be happy with that.
Definitely better than a 57. That is for sure.
Indeed, as we see Jacob up to the line in that S15, ready to throw down for his second run. A 71, a pretty decent score on the board. We'll have to see if he can carve his way to an easier top 32 tomorrow with a higher qualifying as he fires it in right onto the wall. A little bit of left foot brake, but pulling out of the zone there. Real heavy on the left foot brake, choking up a lot of his speed, but firing into outer zone 2. A little bit of left foot brake, keeping him on the wall still there, but coming around inner clip nice and tight to where he needs to be. But absolutely throwing it into outside zone 3, putting bumper right on the wall as he needs to. Coming around to the final zone here. What has he got? Trying to massage it back into the zone, but can't really do that as he comes across the line.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting struck with the one thing that I did hear some of the drivers talking about. If you set yourself up wrong for that last outside zone, or if your gearing is ever so slightly off, good luck holding it back there, because that is a very tricky corner, especially in cars like the S chassis, because those things are snappy. They love to snap. So if you don't got the right power band going for you, or if you're set up wrong going in, as we do see a 74, so a slight improvement for Saita. But you got to be set up right going into that corner, or you are in a world of trouble. As we get ready to see Jason Jones on the line.
Yes, Jason Jones, the first driver to incomplete, but he needs to throw down a score here if he hopes to see his way into tomorrow.
In the wise words of my co-commentator, I absolutely agree with you, as Jason Jones flicking it in now, coming very, very safe. It looks like he knows that he just needs to put a score on right now, but he's got to be careful, because if he plays this too safe, they might deem this as an unchaseable. I mean, as of right now, he's just kind of hugging the inside of the track. Not an ideal run whatsoever. Cleaning it up now in the second half, it looks like, through that outside zone. But falling short of that inside clip. Looks like maybe just grabbed the last hash mark. And again, just missing this entire outside zone. So I don't know. It's going to fall in the judges' hands here. That might be deemed an unchaseable lead run. I hope not, because, you know, a score on the board is a score on the board. But just not a great run for Jason Jones.
No, but did you see that outside zone 3? Whew, that was pretty good. Well, we'll have to see what the judges think, as you were saying. We don't want an unchaseable lead, because then we can't score that. But did he do just enough to see his way into top 32? As we
I have a feeling, before we talk about the next driver, I have a feeling the judges taking so long to deliberate a score here, I could only imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. Can that run be chased? Can that run be scored? Oh, what's... Oh, okay. This run should not count, I don't think. Well, we'll talk about it anyway, as Ira of Team Kinetik Esports is prematurely making his way around the track. Got sent a little early by grid workers there. Does grab that wall. And now bringing it around through the next outside zone. And yeah, grabbing the wall there. I don't think this is a score run.
And I don't know if he doesn't. I certainly hope not. And for his sake as well.
Yeah, he is pulling back up to the line, so I think they've realized he should. Oh, and there it is. Judges have deliberated. Jason Jones, a 0-0 here at the OGP Arena. All he had to do was throw a safe rundown, and unfortunately, just playing it a little too safe.
A little too safe. Unfortunately, the tail of the tape for Jones. You hate to see it, but the judges definitely taking their time deliberating on that one. Coming across with the unfortunate news. Jason Jones, definitely a very good driver. We've seen him throughout this season, and definitely glad to have him here at OGP. But Iriel from Team Kinetik in the GT86 firing into outside zone 1 for his first scored run, or second scored run here. Firing into outside zone 2 after a pretty decent outside zone 1. Trying to float it back into that zone, missing that first half there. And a little wide from the inner clip. What can he do here? Coming in outside zone 3, a little bit of left foot brake, put him back into that zone, pouring on the angle. A little tight to that inner clip, but firing around to outside zone 3. Can he nurse it back into there? Pulling out a little bit, and he can across the line.
You know what? Whoa. Bonus points for the attempt at the 360 there.
The 360 was dope, I will say.
Could have been a little bit better. Turned into kind of like a 360 burnout, but that's all right. Got to give credit where credit's due. The 8.6, it's my favorite car in this pack as of right now. Probably going to change going into season 2. We'll talk about that a little later. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Coming out in the GT86, no driver has dared touch it until this round. And it's because it's a really tricky car to drive. And to take such a tricky car and throw it around such a tricky track like this and putting scores down, that's not an easy task. So got to give credit where it's due as we wait to see what that second score is going to be for Iriel.
Indeed. Hoping for an improvement off of that 73. Maybe he can find his way into the 80s. We'll have to wait and see what the judges think. As we have Jonathan Casillas up to the line, he's ready to go for his second run. Sitting on top of the board. See how far he can stretch his lead over second place.
Oh, big,
but an
big
89. What about that?
Look
for
at
Iriel?
So
tricky car, tricky track. Doesn't matter. Throwing it down. But indeed, he said it. Just narrowly not there to the 90, but what an improvement. You love to see it.
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that might have been Iriel's highest qualifying score of the season as of right this second. Yes, it is. Yep, that's his highest score.
Wow.
So very, very good for him there, as we've got Jonathan Casillas currently sitting top of the board with that 93. He is going to send it in the Corvette. Can he improve? Will he improve? And will we see a 360? Let's find out. He initiates in, dragging that bumper on the wall. Looks like even facing through it a little bit. Now transitioning through, going towards that second outside zone, keeping it out there, keeping that angle going. I believe he might have been a little bit deeper on angle in that first run, so maybe a little bit of an error there. But not too bad on that inside clip. Now out to the third outside zone. He's wrapping it around nice and tight. Looks like even exceeding that inside line a little bit. And bringing it out to the last outside zone. What's he going to do? Keep that bumper on the wall the entire way around, even putting it through it a little bit. And
oh man,
production team, get him out of here. Oh man, I just got blue balled by our production team.
It is a shame that we could not see that 360 because oh my goodness, what he threw it down from I was able to have eyes on that. Wow, just for that, give that man a 100-point run. I do not care.
If anybody,
94.
If anybody is looking to join a competition and wants to get their hands on production, hit us up. We're going to fire the production guy for next season because we're tired of not seeing 360s. We would never do that. Our production guy owns the series, so if anything, I'm going to get fired for saying it. But right now, so speaking of fired, somebody who's pretty fired up, Cervantes with a 91 on the board. Will he improve?
Indeed. See if he can take the throne. Jonathan Casillas currently extending that to 94, but throwing it into outside zone 1. Maybe a little bit of a tap on that wall, but trying to keep it deep into that zone as he fires around for outside zone 2. Right into the wall, another tap there. Unsettles the car, but able to get it relatively close on that inner clip. Big angle coming around, maybe too much as he has to pour it off there. Big checkup coming around to outside zone 4. A little bit of left foot brake to get him into that zone, but carrying it nice, and another little tap across the line.
Sketchy.
Man, it's getting sketchy. Oh, damn. It's absolutely just sending it into the wall.
I think he might have forgot where the e-brake handle was there. And an 88 on the board there, so not going to improve off of the 91. It will be a 91 staying as his higher score. And I believe that actually rounds out this group if I'm correct. So that being said, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, get our next group of drivers all loaded in. Before we do so, just want to hit on a couple of our sponsors while we're hanging out here, giving them a little bit of time. ESDA, the higher up series that we're currently working with, you can get some licensing through us. Grip Royal, we do some cool stuff with them. We have a OGP steering wheel you can buy right now. X3 for always being the backbone of OGP, helping make sure everything runs smoothly. Kinetik Kreations handled all the livery work for the car pack this season. We've, of course, got Mr. Drake Drifts, as well as Augie Customs of Lock to Lock and Lock to Lock themselves, helping out make sure that we get all of our tracks and everything like that dialed in. Hit up Augie if you want to get some cars built. Hit up Drake if you want to get some track work done. He's done some pretty cool things for us this season. And of course, we do have our wonderful friends at both Vosan and Gripped Up. Gripped Up is not on the screen. We'll fix it. Don't worry. But Vosan and Gripped Up are 2 mod hosts for the season. We appreciate them. And yeah, very, very cool people that we get to work with. Very blessed to say that we work with them. And we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, let you guys learn a little bit more about those brands, partners, all that in between. And we'll be right back with more action.
Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. It's paradise with honesty, but in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
Hello and welcome back of the final round of OGP. Drivers are finishing up practice here for qualifying. As we take a look at so far what we have on the board, Jonathan Casillas standing tall right now with a 94. Cervantes tried to take that crown away, but sits with a 91 to be the second driver to sneak his way into the 90s. As we saw Taryn also in that R33, able to get an 89 on the board to slot him into third. Iril also able to match that score. Travis Dawson with a 79, Jacob with a 74, Will Poussant with a 65, and Jason Jones, unfortunately, double incompleting. But we got a few more drivers here. I believe we have about 16 more. And then we'll be able to see who will be able to take first place here in qualifying, as we saw a massive crash there in the middle of the arena. Oh my
That did not
goodness.
feel good. I felt that one in my bones.
Man, hope those two drivers are okay. Have to shake off the adrenaline from that one.
Shout out to the Kinetik guys in the chat seeing the new commercial for the first time, because I didn't even leak it to my own team before putting it into the production folder.
Wow.
Got that worked up. We got something in the works already for season 2, something a little bit more OGP and Kinetik based, so good to see that one in there. Also really enjoyed the lock to lock advertisement that they got in there. That whole website thing that they did, man, that's so
Dude,
cool. Not to mention that
love it.
beautiful Spirit Ray car that's in that advertisement. That's got to be one of my favorite cars right now. such a sick thing to do.
Oh, absolutely. I was blown away the first time I saw it. And speaking of beautiful cars, we have the E46 up in that grayscale livery, beautifully done by our man himself, Kinetik Creations. Dalton Thomas.
Well, Kinetik Creations isn't a man. That's
yeah. I mean, it's the royal.
We're a team.
It's the royal Kinetik Creations. It's Travis Dawson here firing into the first outside zone.
That is Dalton Thomas. Dalton Thomas is in the first outside zone.
Oh my gosh. You're right. You know what?
You're fired.
Yeah.
Dalton Thomas through the second outside zone now. Wraps it into the inside clip. Very nicely done there. Could have been a little bit deeper there. Now And Dalton Thomas, he's going to finish out this run here and do a nice little bit of a practice run. But yeah, I guess what room? Travis Dawson gets a third run in a new car?
Indeed. Absolutely.
I think that's the last thing he wants with how much pain and sickness he's dealing with.
Don't care. Get back out there.
I did get word here in the chat from Augie that Drake himself actually made that advertisement. So kudos to Drake.
Wow.
Very, very cool little promotional video you guys have going on over there.
Apparently a man of many skills, a wonderful track creator, and also an advertisement.
And you
creators.
are a man of many wrong words.
Indeed.
Our production guy chiming in to let us know they deemed that a 0 because we apparently could not figure that one out ourselves.
we love our production.
I'm getting
guy.
fired after this round.
Dude, you are putting that man in the furnace right now.
Everybody's catching shade. We've only got a couple of drivers. We're all having a good time. Speaking of, we've got a very cool little change up here. Usually we just call him Chris, now a member of X3. Congratulations on finding yourself a new home. Broom, this is one of your teammates.
Indeed, I'll take it away. And an ever striking first ever seen RX-7 out on the track. It's firing into that first outside zone. Absolutely dragging bumper. Now floating around that OGP logo. Into that second outside zone, little bit of left foot brake, keeping them nice and deep within that zone. Little bit inside that clip, but firing into that third outer zone. Keeping it right onto that wall, nice angle. But once again, a little bit inside, big flick into outside zone 4. But he needs to nurse it back, and he will as he just drags bumper across the line. How much angle was Chris throwing down during that run? My goodness.
Yeah, you know what? I think we've only seen the RX-7 once other than now in the series, and that driver hasn't been able to return for a round since.
Man.
So cool to see it. It's a nice little
Yeah.
car. It's ironically enough, that car, as little as it's used, is the car that started the idea for the livery for the entire pack. So that's a cool little history fact there.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. I remember you're telling me about that as Chris able to come away with a 76 for
Not a
his
bad
run.
score.
Not a bad score at all. So we see the Pudgy Platypi ready to throw down for his first run.
Oh wow! Shout out to the Discord bot for only now deciding to ping everybody that we are live on YouTube. Thank you for that. We're all over the place today, man. It's been a day, but right now the Pudgy Platypi, my favorite name to say in our series, he's gonna go ahead and initiate in another E46 BMW, one of the cars that we do always love to see on track, swinging through that first outside zone about halfway. Comes off of the line a little bit here before the transition, but looks like wraps it right back into the pocket of where he needs to be. Picks up that second outside zone very nicely. Could have been further in on that inside clip, not too bad. Now bringing it out to that third outside zone, very good placement. Could have been deeper to the wall, but not all the way there as he picks up that inside clip. Now transitioning through to that last outside zone. Looks like, again, playing it maybe a little bit safe here on this first run, ensuring that there is a score on the board. And
oh, no. Just a little tap, man.
I think our Wise Fab bill or FDF bill or whatever we're running just went through the roof a little bit. That's another kit that we're going to have to replace on one of the cars. That's all right, though. Not a bad run.
Oh, man. No, not at all. As a 73, we'll definitely solidify that. Not a bad run. Few mistakes, especially around the inner clips, just not able to get as tight as the judges want to see them. But Matty Spies, the newest addition to Team Lock to Lock, had pretty good, one of the newest, but had a pretty good showing last week. We'll have to see what he can do today. He's at the line ready to go. And here we go, white light flashes. Another E36 takes off for his run. Firing in right onto the wall. Woo. Dragon bumper pulls out a little bit there, immerses it back with a little bit of left foot brake. Keeping on that preferred line, making his way into outside zone 2, right where he needs to be. Keeping nice smooth angle, but needs to be a little bit tighter to that inner clip. But trying to get out to that outside zone 3, he will. Wraps it nicely. A lot better through that inner clip. As he swings it all the way around to outside zone 4. Can he back it up just a little bit more? Not really. Not able to fill all that last zone, but not a bad run for Matty.
Couple of errors, couple of spots where things could have been done a little bit better, but at the end of the day, it's Matty Spies, or as Vroom likes to call him, Snipes or Sipes, or you find any other way to mess up that last name, and you're right on the money.
Yep.
Oh, we got a big car change-up coming as we wait for Matty Spy's score. Our very own OGP version of Diego Higa, Mr. Mattias, in an E36 this round, as we do see an 87 dropping in from Matty there. Very good score on the board. I think we're going to see him improve it, though, on that next run. I have a very good feeling. He usually is pretty consistent. I think he knows what he did wrong. But right now, we got Matthias Matos up on the line. Another E36 pilot, and got to be honest with you, with the car change that we allowed, I'm surprised the entire field isn't this thing with how much people love it. As he is underway, looks like going for that big flick initiation, not quite putting it out to the wall like we saw Spies do, but he does get it out there. Now wrapping into that inside clip. Sorry, the line, my fault. Now I'm messing up. coming out to the outside zone. Very good placement on the car. Now we get that inside clip. There we go. Oh, big angle, but he saves it. Nicely done there. Keeping the run going. I don't think that'll be an unchaseable. Maybe. But now bringing it out to the last outside zone. Now he's putting it all the way out there to that white line, dragging the bumper across the line. And 360 to wrap it out. Oh, man. Things are
How
getting
about
chaotic at the
that?
Oversteer Grand Prix tonight. It's been a long season. We're tired.
Oh
We're having
man,
a good
yeah.
time.
We're having fun. Everyone's having fun.
Everyone's
It's a
having
great.
fun.
Everyone's having fun, and if you're not having fun, you need to start having some fun because
Pack
this
it in
is
the
a good
trailer.
time. Pack it in. You're right. Pack it in the trailer. We don't even. We don't even want you.
The dude who
Well,
came
we'll-
out and double win completed even said he was having a blast. So it's
Exactly. If you're not having fun, what are you doing?
doing?
Yeah. How do you not have fun? The judges
Speaking of fun,
deliberating.
we have a very fun driver coming up to the line, driving the boat
The
life,
boat.
hashtag boat life on the back. Mr. Jason of EOD, getting ready to rip. We'll see what he's able to throw down for us here in that big body. As I'm assuming judges still deliberating on that little over rotation there from Mr. Matos, Mr. Higa. Bora Brazil. 72. There we go.
72.
72 on the board.
Not a bad score at all. Definitely some few takeaways there, a few mistakes to clean up. You're saying of always an electric driver. EOD Jason up to the line. He's ready to go. The first boat I think we've seen today.
First boat today.
First boat today. Let's see what he can do in this very tight and technical course as he floats it into that first outer zone. Oh, and a little bit of contact 1-2 times. But able to keep it moving. Floating his way into outside zone 2, trying to get the right amount of proximity to that wall. As he wraps around that inner clip, nicely done. Nice around outer zone 3. Like to get a little bit closer to that wall, but filling the zone nicely. As it comes around to the final turn here, what can he do? Needs to nurse it a little bit back to that wall, and he will. Across the line. How about that?
Scary run. Very, very scary run there in the boat.
Man, that was... You can see the way he was trying to float it into those corners. Man, that is such a massive vehicle.
Yeah, that thing is big. I gotta admit, anybody who's driving, there's a couple cars. The C6, the E92, and the JZX 100. Those are some big cars on this track. And some of these drivers have been driving in practice like absolute madmen in it. I would say mad people, but we do not have any female drivers this season. Fun fact. However, fun little rumor I heard. There are a couple of the lady drivers who are thinking about applying to season 2. So maybe we'll see a couple of the ladies make their way into OGP next season. Always
That would
welcome
be
here.
Awesome.
Ooh, I'm just taking a minute to appreciate that car.
I have to give a hand for how good the grayscale liveries look.
Yeah, you know, it was a very last minute decision to put these together, and I'm so glad that I ended up doing it. And you know what? One of the things that we haven't talked about a whole lot throughout the season, the new banners on the car. Ever since we changed the Oversteer GP logos, they look so good.
It fits so well with the car. I love it. Especially this livery complements it so well. As we're still awaiting a score here for Jason. Unsure what the judges are deliberating over, but I'm sure it's important.
Well, while we deliberate, we'll talk about something else a little important to the series. Want to give a big shout out to the Esports Drift Association as a 73 on the board there for Jason. ESDA, one of the comp series that we work very hand in hand with, as well with Vosan. We, ironically enough, a lot of the guys who staff this series either staff or drive over there. So I commentate for the series. We've got a couple of our guys who drive. Sometimes they jump in and judge. We love them over there. Big shout out to Harold. Love that guy. But right now, somebody else that we love, Dominic Moya. And, you know, the E92, man, I love this car. I love seeing Dominic drive it. Very excited to see what we're about to watch.
Indeed, another very talented driver. And a driver who can be really show out at times. We'll see what he can do on his first run.
Sounds like we're getting a new fun favorite word for Vroom there. And indeed, he is going to chuck it to the wall. Dragging that bumper along the wall, does manage to pull it back off the wall for a little bit. So no contact there. Very nice in that first outside zone. Now transitioning through. Nice angle coming in outside zone number 2. Pretty good zone coverage there. Could have been a little bit deeper and doesn't get all the way inside of that hash mark, but that's all right. Very nice angle coming in outside zone number 3. Looks like some left foot brake to keep the car settled, and now right on the inside of that inner clip. Bringing it around to the last outside zone here, following that reference line that is oh so important for these drivers. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but he keeps it going. And across the line, let's see it, and
there it is.
What a shame we don't have the room for a 720.
Oh man, I feel like a driver's gonna pull it off now. They're gonna try for it.
There it is. There's it. There. I was gonna say that 54 seemed very low, and 87 already scored on the board for Dominic Moya. Very quick score from the judges there.
And a very high score as well. That'll slot him very nicely. As we see Dustin from Team Concept, a driver who will see if he can do well here. He definitely has his certain selection of tracks that he has excelled this season. He's had a few more that he's struggled here and there, but we'll see how he fares on his first run here at the OGP Arena.
Yeah, Dustin was so excited about this round, he was actually waiting for the driver brief 45 minutes before it started.
Wow. How about that, as he already right onto the wall, throwing it in there. How about that? Pulling off just a little bit there, but nice flowing into that second outer zone. Not quite onto the wall, but gets it there. So coming around that inner clip, nicely done. And wow, right onto the wall. How about that? I thought he was going to make contact there. And nice and tight where he needs to be on that inner clip. Nice line into outside zone 4, getting right onto that wall, but pulls out just a little bit across the line. Man, Dustin looking confident.
Very exciting. Love seeing that for Dustin. He went out there, he chucked it in. He's been loving that E36. You know, some tracks he's had as gremlins, but here at the arena, just throwing it in on the wall. Love to see that from him.
Definitely not holding back at all. You saw, especially into outside zone 3, and especially the initiation, man, just throwing it right on there, no care. I thought he was absolutely just going to go take out that wall, but man, he made it stick, and how impressive. We'll have to see what the judges think about that, as we have Dalton Thomas back up to the line to get things going all over again.
Just waiting on that score to slot in here for Dustin. Not as fast on this one as they were with Dominic's score, that is for sure.
Definitely would be a hard time to beat. Are we gonna? Should we start timing? Should we start timing these?
I think the only way that they could be quicker is when they do an incomplete score, because one of those zeros came in pretty quick earlier today. But honestly, I don't even think they gave the 0 score on the board as fast as they got Dominic's score up. Oh, and there it is, a 92 for Dustin. Great.
How about that? Throwing it down, making it stick. And a 92 is what he's left with. And man, already looking good. We'll have to see if he can improve on that. Maybe Jonathan Casillas have someone nipping at his heels.
It's definitely possible. We've seen it happen before. We may see it again. Somebody who is looking to improve off of a 0 right now, Dalton Thomas, or have you dubbed him Travis Dawson too, flicking it into that E46 BMW, keeping it off of the wall this time, exactly what it needs to do. I'm sure he knows going into this run, if you put a score on, you're in. So don't want to play it too risky, knowing that you have that 0 on that first run. And honestly, it looks like that's exactly what he's doing, pretty much right in the middle of outside zone number 2. Very nicely done on that inside clip, grabbing that third hash mark. And again, a little bit of left foot brake, just trying to keep the car out of the wall right now, put a score on the board. Again, very nice on the inner clip, as he now brings it out to the last outside zone. And this is where I think we're going to see him just continue that trend, and he does exactly that. Puts a nice little score on the board, and that's not a 360, buddy, so I'm giving you an honorary 0.
Honorary 0. Dalton Thomas. He showed up.
He showed up. He did his thing. Just while we're talking about him still, before the score is on the board, I want to give the biggest shout out in the world to Dalton's daughter. She is battling some cancer gremlins. We hate it. Everybody hates cancer. If you like cancer, you're weird. But just a huge shout out to Dalton Thomas, his family, especially his daughter, fighting hard. I've worked very closely with him when we did our charity event on the sim, and production team in our ear just reminding us, if you haven't seen it yet, go jump in the OGP server. We're going to post them on Instagram later as well. Dalton actually got us some 3D printed trophies for our top 3 in the point standings at the end of the season. So very, very thankful to him for that. And we're just going to wait for his score to drop in, see what he gets on the board.
Indeed. Hoping to see his way until tomorrow. But I definitely think he did enough. We saw Jason Jones run and what it kind of took to have an incomplete run, or an unchaseable run there is. But I believe Dalton Thomas just did enough and should at least get a pretty decent score. He was, as you're saying, doing really well on those inner clips. He was getting to those third hash marks as he should. His line was really nice, but just not able to really fill those zones as he needed to.
Definitely safe.
Mm-hmm.
A score on the board is a score on the board. And while we're waiting for that score to drop in, I just want to say, we were talking about firing him earlier, but one of the things our wonderful production guy has been working on in the background, you'll see right there that nice little rolling, scrolling point standings there for the qualifying order. Kyle was able to get that knocked out. A very nice little addition to the production. And gotta say, I love it. I think it's a really cool little thing. You guys get to see your scores as they are slotted in. And right now, currently sitting at the top is Jonathan Casillas, but right there at his heels is Dustin with that 92. He might be able to take him off of that top spot.
We'll have to see, but you also see Dominic Moya and Matty Spies both sitting with 87s. They can both improve.
They could do it.
Maybe they'll have something for those top 3 finishers. We'll just have to wait and see. What's that?
We don't have a second score for Dalton Thomas yet.
Indeed, we don't. I thought that was going somewhere else.
Just hand the guy a 69 right now, and we'll call it.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't the other one.
No, I get one of those jokes per day. I'm saving it.
Yeah, you gotta hold on to it.
I get one of those jokes a day, or else my internet gets cut out. So
I think one of our judges having a little bit of an issue. I saw him having to rejoin, but unsure if that's kind of what's causing the little delay here with Dalton Thomas's score.
Now, you know what?
And there we are, 71.
2 points too high. Take him down a notch.
Man. Dalton definitely have to be happy with that. No, definitely. You were close. Hey, should we start guessing scores? We can start guessing scores.
We can start guessing some scores. I'm down with that.
Chat, follow along too, as we have Chris back up to the line. The RX-7 sitting on a 76. He'd like to improve. Currently sitting P9. The white light flashes. Here we go. Firing into that first zone, trying to nurse it just a little bit up to the wall there, and yes, he will, but coming around. Nice line. Across the OGP logo. Right into outside zone 2. Pouring on the angle, but maybe a little too much, coming a little close on that inner clip. And a little bit of a checkup there in outer zone 3, and almost over rotates, is able to keep it at angle. Impressive as much as that is. Trying to nurse it back to the wall, and he will across the line. And a little 360 there to boot, but man, that was terrifying coming out of 3.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's definitely going to be an incomplete on the board for Chris there. That is very unchaseable. And you know what? We've got somebody to blame. We've got Revs, one of our staff guys, in the chat right now, immediately before his run, put in a 0, and I think that that's some bad juju going on.
Oh man, cursed by really, not by a chat curse. We have
Apparently
chat curses now.
The judges should not be predicting scores because they are just. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was in the judge's seat, I think that's definitely an unchaseable lead. Went way too inside there, but we'll see what they say. So far, the score has not been dropped in yet, so Gotta be honest, taking a little bit longer than I was expecting.
Possibly deliberate an 18.
Oh,
No, 0.
Yeah, put it back on. Put it back on. Honorary 18. Honorary 18 for the 360 at the end. It's okay.
Oh my
goodness. It's an 18 in our hearts. It's an 18 in our heart.
It's an 18 in our hearts. The people's 18.
The people's 18. Oh man.
Oh goodness.
Wow. You know what though? He is still sitting P9 with that 76. Right now, another driver looking to improve out of the 70s. I'm never gonna get tired of saying the name, the Pudgy Platypi. You gotta love that name. That's such a funny little thing to get to say, and it rolls off of the tongue pretty good too.
Yeah.
I'll have to get with him after this event and finally find out what the origin story behind that is. I'm very curious. But I'm just waiting on the lights to go here. Another E46 BMW. A lot of Beamers. A lot of Beamers.
A lot of Beamers. Very popular.
Here we go. Lights are on. Pudgy Platypi is off of the line and rolling. Nice big flick initiation. Gonna put it into that outside zone and getting the bumper all the way out there, dragging the wall. Gonna cause him to come out a little bit early due to the correction there. Transitioning through over the OGP logo, following that reference line very nicely. Pulling it around the outside zone. Pretty good placement. Grabs that inside clip. Now transitioning for the second time towards outside zone number 3. And not getting quite as deep there, so maybe trying to play it a little bit safe there just to try to improve the score. As he transitions for the last time into outside zone number, what is that, 4? I think it's 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Yeah, I know.
And across the
way.
Funky 360. All right, all right.
Oh man, but not a bad run by the Platypi. I have to see if that's an improvement for him.
A little bit of a consistent run, to say the least, compared to the first one there. A couple spots he could improve upon still, but 73 means you're in, so you might as well have a little bit of fun there.
Exactly. Throw it all out there. Put on a show. Why not? And I'd love to see, once you find the origin of his name, if he just saw a fat platypus and thought it was funny, and that was the origin of his name.
That'd be so funny.
So that would be hilarious.
Shout out Chris Cervantes for finally following me on Instagram. Just had the notification come across. Love you, Chris. Oh wow, Chris. Oh my goodness, what a photo set I'm looking at here. Just found out Chris Cervantes has a very nice little Lexus that he drives. Very beautiful car.
Ooh. And an 84 for the Pudgy Platypi. Nice improvement for him. That's going to see him his way up into, I believe, 8th position right now at the moment. So
if he's the Pudgy Platypi, then what are the other Platypi? Because that means more than one.
Are they additionally as pudgy?
Yeah, are they also pudgy? Is there more than one Pudgy Platypi, or do we have more drivers in one car?
I'm unsure, but Matty Spies firing off the line. A little bit of a tap there on the wall, but keeping it nice and smooth. Matty coming around outside zone 2, trying to butter it up on the wall, and is able to drag bumper, but not quite getting to that inner clip. But firing onto outside zone 3, a little bit of tap on the wall there, but absolutely throwing it in. As he makes his way around to the final turn here, what can he do? Throwing it right onto the wall and keeping it there across the line. Not a bad run again for Matty, but we'll have to see if that is an improvement. Few mistakes.
Yeah, the number one mistake in that entire run was the lack of a very nice little 360 at the end. We hit on it a lot. That's bonus points from nobody important. It's literally just me and Broom, and maybe sometimes Kyle in the booth. But
yeah, that's still as important.
Not a bad run. 94 on the board.
Wow.
Gonna be tied with Casillas right now. Look at that. Not quite taking the number one spot. It's gonna put him in P2. But we still got Dustin coming up. Maybe we'll see a triple 94. Maybe we'll see higher. Either way, right now, the Brazilian is on the line in that E36, ready to throw down.
How are you going to follow up that run? Matthias in the same chassis. We'll have to see. He's been running the S13 the entire series. We'll have to see how he can adapt here.
Here we go. Matthias is off of the line in that E36 BMW, a new car for him for the season. As he initiates in, very nice in that first outside zone. Not quite all the way out to the wall, but chucking on the angle at the end there. Looks like going to hurt the speed. Probably going to reflect that in the score. And almost.
Oh, no.
He's dead. He's dead. He's gone. He's off of the earth. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Unfortunately, that is not what we meant by what are you going to follow up at 94 with. I just saw a 9,000 score on the board for him, though, for a second there. That's crazy. Judges love that, I guess.
The first driver to T-bone a wall gets 9,000 points. Oh,
so
goodness.
Obviously, it's an incomplete on the board. He's going to stick with his previous score there of a 72. And another driver currently sitting in the 70s at the line is Jason getting ready to go.
Jason rolling off here for his second run, looking to improve. And that big body boat right onto the wall and outside zone 1, dragging that bumper around. And having a nice line across the OGP logo. And leads to putting it back onto the wall there, pulling out of the zone just a little bit. And nicely done through that inner clip, nice and smooth into outside zone 3. Keeping nice clean angle. It comes around to the final zone here. Putting it right onto the wall, dragging the bumper across the line. A very smooth run for Jason, but no 360. What do we think about that, Strep?
You know, not going to lie, Jason's done better for me before. I know he's got more in the tank. I'm sure he's saving some for battles. But you know what, man? He's shredding. Yeah, I love seeing Jason come out here in that car, throwing it down. See if he improves. I don't know about that. We'll see if he improves. 73, let's be honest. It's pretty good score to improve upon.
Dude, we've seen it before.
We have. We certainly have. Judges are deliberating, trying to get a score on the board for him here.
Yes, I believe Dominic Moya up to the line, ready to go for his second run.
He's ready, waiting in the wings.
Waiting ever so patiently. Just look at the composure.
An 80.
An 80 for Jason. How about that?
He got his improvement.
And now we'll see his way into 9th. Finding his way into the top 10 there.
Oh, Mr. Muschetti himself of ACS and SimHQ is in the chat. Hi, Matt. I love you, Matt. Thank you for letting me get my awkward picture of you that I get at every event we're at. Matt, make sure to hit me and Kyle's line after this. But right now, Dominic Moya is on his way. Initiates in that E92 BMW, putting that bumper all the way out there to the wall. Very good angle, very aggressive with it as he comes down through the transition. Again, throwing on that good angle, coming in outside zone number 2. Very good line here, very good angle. Wraps it through that inside clip. Think he could have been a little bit farther in on that one, but that's all right. Now wrapping it around that third outside zone. Great placement along the wall. Picking up all of the second inside clip, very nicely done. Into the last outside zone again, carrying that big angle and good speed. Trying to keep the bumper out of the wall, and he does just that. And here it is. Nice little 360 to finish it off.
How about that? Dominic Moya, what a run from him. Unfortunately, I think that outer zone 2 is just going to be his Achilles heel for that run. Having a little bit of a mistake coming out. Not able to get back to that inner clip, but we'll have to see if he can find his way into the top 3 here.
Yeah, not a bad run at all there. Could be an improvement. We'll have to see. Again, like you said, that outer zone 2, a little bit of an error there that could definitely hurt that score. But overall, pretty good run. Very consistent. Dominic Moya is one of our drivers who every time he's on track, super consistent. See if he improves on the 87 here. Another driver who is absolutely wanting to improve, though, is Dustin, waiting at the start line to get his second run underway. Looking to take that top spot.
And man, what a position Dustin has found himself in. The large opportunity here. I'll have to see what he can do, but mountains of pressure, I'm sure, upon his shoulders. But Dustin, that's a guy who can deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. The concept guys have always been pretty good whenever they're driving with, you know, kind of keeping their head in the game, making sure that they're laser focused. Most of them, I should say. Dustin, however, is definitely one of the ones who is always able to kind of set the eye on the prize. Hopefully he'll be able to do that here, as judges are still deliberating on that score for Dominic Moya's second run. We'll see what they... Oh, and there it is. 92 on the board for Dominic Moya. It is an improvement. That's going to currently slot him up into third place.
Now Dustin on the outside looking in on the podium. That score pushing him down into fourth. Now a little bit more to drive for here. But we'll still have to see. All rides on this second run. What can he throw down as we await the light? Getting ready here at the OGP Arena. Dustin's second run. Here we go. Firing into that first zone, getting it right up to that wall. Coming off just a little bit and had a little bit of struggle, but massive angle coming out of that zone. Having to check up a lot of speed there. Not what you want to see from the judge's perspective. And a little bit wide of that inner clip, but flying into outer zone 3 and a little tap on the wall will be his consequence. But nice and tight to that inner clip coming around the final zone. What can he do here? Filling it nicely, bumper on the wall right as he needs to do. We'll have to see if that's an... Oh, man. Dustin absolutely taking a bite out of that wall.
Yeah, I think that 360 is a little bit telling about how that run went. Unfortunately, I don't see him improving his score off of that one. That issue coming out of outside zone number 1, just a little intense. But you know what? He's got a 92 on the board at the end of the day. I don't think he's going to be too upset about having a lower score here. Still currently sitting in fourth, sitting above quite a few other drivers. And we do have a lot of drivers coming up, though, that he might need to be a little bit careful here.
Indeed, we have yet to get to our final group. That's where we have all of our top powerhouse hitters, especially high in the standings. They get the opportunity to ride in that final group. But Dustin waiting the second score for his second run here. Definitely in a good position. Definitely seems that the top 10 will most likely get a bye run into tomorrow's top 32. So definitely putting himself in a position to succeed off of that first run.
And as we see the scrolling scores there, one driver so far has double win completed. Hopefully we don't see that again here. Obviously our last group are higher in the point standings, so they should be all right.
Indeed, as we're still awaiting the final score for Dustin's run.
Production guy is currently ripping his hair out. You will see as we wait for that score to slot in, our next group of drivers is getting ready. We will still then cut to a short commercial break, but gotta wait for that score to come in on Dustin first.
Indeed, we want a resolution to this second group we had for qualifying. We'll just entertain ourselves here watching the drivers loop around this track here for a bit. And as our production guy, we're starting to see some scores possibly making their way in for Dustin.
Production guy is actively ripping his hair out.
And while we're here, or possible, okay. So a possible over rotation. Yeah. As you're saying, they're just kind of looking into that, seeing if that does deem it unchaseable.
Yeah, I mean, I think either way here, no matter what way they go, he's probably still going to be sitting with that 92, whether it's a 0 or a score. So let's get that scoring, guys. And either way, he's sitting on that 92. He's looking good.
Not too terribly much to play for.
Hey!
And a 69. Hey! There we go.
There it is. I've been waiting for it all day. There's a 69 on the board. All right, guys. You saw it here. We got a 69 on the board there for Dustin for a second score. We're going to let these guys in the next and I believe final group here get some practice going, get a couple laps under their belts, and we will be right back with you guys with more action after this.
Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. It's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
Here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back in action here, getting the last little bit of these runs done in for the practice session. Get these guys all ready to go. As we wait for that, you see our sponsors coming across the board here. Wonderful, wonderful group of people that we get the chance to work with here at OGP. And I believe Oh, no, you know what? I'm not going to say what I was going to say because I'd be wrong about who's first up the line. Right now, we'll check out our qualifying results. Currently sitting P1, Jonathan Casillas with that 94. Tied behind him in second is Matt Spies with another 94. Rounding out your top three, Dominic Moy with that 92 on the board in his second run, who is also tied with somebody in P4, Mr. Dustin, with another 92. Rounding out the 90 scores in P5 is Cervantes with that wonderful score of a 91. And we got Taryn with an 89. Another tied score here with another 89 is Iriel of Kinetik Esports. Very happy for him. That's his high score of the season so far. Pudgy Platypi with an 84. Jason with an 80. Travis Dawson, another Kinetik driver, with a 79. Chris with a 76. We got Yakub with a 74. Matthias with a 72. We got a 71 for Dalton Thomas. 65 for Will Poussaint. Double 65. Very consistent. And also consistent, Jason Jones with a 00 currently.
A very unfortunate case of consistency for Jason Jones.
Very unfortunate.
As we saw that debacle previously. But now getting into our final group here. Big names and the top of the leaderboard at risk. These drivers getting ready to fire off for their first runs. And man, we're just
36 already.
Already off rip. Devin up to the line. Already ready to go. These drivers got their practice in. They're ready. They're ready to show off what they can do here. They've been waiting ever so patiently. Now it's time for our final group. Getting excited. Getting hyped.
Very excited right now. Very excited.
And we saw our very own Kyle post up a poll there. Do you think Anthony Taylor will qualify first again? A lot of people don't think so. We'll have to see. Steven, here we go. Firing in that first outside zone. Little wavery with the angle, but able to keep it within the zone. Washing out a little bit wide. It's going to compromise his line into outside zone 2 here and almost shuts it down. Is able to keep angle. Have to see what the judges think about that. But pulling out of the zone there a little early in outside zone 3. See how he can clean it up around this final turn here. The final outside zone. Just keeping it semi in the zone. Nothing too crazy. Not a super bad run for Devin.
We did get a 360.
We did get a 360 in a very not
different spot.
In a different spot, which seems to be offers itself for a 720 possibly.
Maybe. All right, everybody else who's in this group, pay attention. There's room. I want to see one before this night ends, and I know some of you guys in here are our 360 king himself is in here. We got to see one 720 in there.
At least an attempt. We have yet to have an attempt yet.
Even if you bin it into the wall, we'll still hype you up. Promise. It might not be good hype, but we'll do it.
Exactly. And maybe it will be this man here. Ramirin up to the line, had an absolute barn burner in qualifying last time. We had our last event. Never mind.
A 60 on the board there for Devin.
Oh, a 60 on the board for Devin. Sorry, I thought I was getting different information.
No, that's all right.
Ramirin.
We're making it work.
We're making it work. I'm still not all there. You please. I'll get there eventually.
Ramirin had a very cool opportunity earlier this year. Got to go drive a real car up at Erie Speedway where I commentate the Pro-Am series. So cool seeing him go from the sim to reality. See what he's able to do here at the arena as he initiates into that E36, hucking it right onto the wall here. Using a left foot brake to keep the car massaged. Now bringing it around that reference line towards the transition. Makes his way out to outside zone number 2. Great proximity on the wall there, keeping the car right where it's got to go. Grabs that inside clip, very nicely done there. Outside zone number 3, going to pretty much mimic what he's been doing on all the walls so far. Very, very good run coming here from Ramirin. As he brings it out to that last outside zone, we'll see how he handles this last wall, and it looks like he's just going to stick the bumper into the wall all the way through and across the line. Should be a pretty good score here for run number 1 on Ramirin.
Not bad run at all. Definitely very smooth, calculated. Have you seen oftentimes from Ramirin? Maybe we would like to see just a little more angle. We saw him pouring it on there towards the end of outside zone 3. We'll have to see what the judges think as we see our 360 King himself slammed in a new chassis as an 89 for Ramirin will come across the board. Not bad for him at all. That'll slot him into 8th. But as I was saying,
this is interesting. I'm not going to lie. We saw a lot of drivers move away from the S13. Slammed, however, has moved into it. So I'm very excited to see what's going to go on here with this run.
Not just that. He switched from the boat to the S13.
Which is understandable. That part, totally get. Fully understand the boat is sketchy here. We saw it earlier today with Jason.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And firing off. Slam just absolutely just looping the entire corner there.
What
firing into outside zone 1. How about that? A little bit of a checkup there coming out of that first turn, maybe carrying a little bit too much speed, but able to get his bearings around outside zone 2. Possibly not, as he almost misses the entirety of that inner clip. Looking a lot better through outside zone 3. Can't quite get it to that clip again on that second try, but are coming around the final corner here, putting it right on the wall as he needs to. Able to get that one figured out, but a couple mistakes.
What is
that?
What was that, man? Oh
that
my God.
As he takes a slow drive of shame, as he should. What
I don't know about that one. I'm speechless. About that one. Oh boy.
Just zero his run.
Just zero him out. Let's call it a day. Let's pack him in the trailer, send him on his way. You know what though? Overall, not a horrible run. It's his first time running the S13, I believe. So cool to see him switching up the chassis for this final round. Definitely some gremlins. Saw a little bit of gremlins going on there. Speaking of people switching away from the boat, we have Keith coming up to the line here in a E36 this time around.
Man, it's looking like every grassroots drift event out here in the drift arena. BMWs galore.
Yeah, very interesting. So that leaves one boat driver alone. There was one guy who stuck it out. Kudos to you, Jason. You put an 80 on the board. It's a pretty good score. So we wait to see what score Slammed is going to get for that first run. I'm sure the judges are looking at all the mistakes that were made there and trying to figure out exactly where they're going to go. But not horrible. I honestly think that with it being a new chassis, good chance we might have just been seeing a safe run out of Slammed. He might literally slam it out of the park on the next one. But an 88 on the board there. So judges seeing something that maybe we weren't to spice up that score. Very interesting score on the board. But right now, Keith coming up to the line.
Keith waiting patiently. He's ready to go for his first run. We'll see what he can do. Well, like you were saying, another JZX driver switching off. Just not comfortable here, but Jason, once again, he was sticking it out.
He did. Got to give credit where it's due. Right now, we're going to see what Keith is able to do in this E36 BMW, a new platform for him. Big old flick initiation into the zone there, as we've seen very commonly from the E36s, and he's going to hang that bumper out there through most of the zone. Does come inside a little bit, but not too bad. Transition through that outside zone number 3, pouring on the angle as he gets into that zone. And again, just coming up a little bit shallow there, but he does get it through inside clip number 1. Now transitioning again to outside zone number 3, again with a good angle, but it looks like does have a bit of a bobble there. Nothing too crazy. Might reflect a little bit on the score. As coming now out to the last outside zone, looks like maybe a tire drop over that little reference line. We did say in the driver brief, don't want to see tires over it. And
my goodness, that was just from the start disaster. I don't think there was ever a moment that was going to work out.
Yeah, you know what? He tried. I
guess I'll give him his flowers. He tried, which we can appreciate.
On the board.
And indeed, an 80. Not a bad score for Keith. I would like to see that a little bit higher.
Oh boy.
But here's a man that can get it done.
This is an interesting one. Chill right now. Big shout out to him. He just got his first IRL potential drift car. He picked up an E46. Today, driving the E36 here in OGP. And right now, this hasn't happened before. One of his teammates sitting on an 89, and I just know how the boys are, that if that 89 remains higher than whatever Chill puts down, he is never going to hear the end of this. So big pressure on him for this run.
We'll see how he adapts here. Initiating in right on a little tap off the wall. Able to get settled in, pulling out of that zone a little early. But flowing into outside zone 2. Filling the zone rather nicely there, looping around right where he needs to be on that inner clip. What can he do here outside zone 3? Nice and smooth, nothing too crazy. Putting the car exactly where it needs to be. Dragon bumper here along the final turn, pulling off a little bit there. And a little 360. Oh, 720. Oh, man.
He tried it.
He tried.
He's listening. He's listening to the stream. He's got his little phone pulled up right now in the cockpit.
But definitely
oh, man,
the wrong place to do it.
No, yeah, I think there's potential in the... Oh, and it's a 93 on the board.
Wow.
So saving himself from getting battered by his teammates right now with that 93, going to slot him into third position. But you know what? There was a couple mistakes. He can still improve here. Right now, so, funny story, got to meet up with Mr. Drake here, who's coming up to the line at FDCT, and just a little bit of a call out by his mother. Shout out Drake's mom, calling Drake the true 360 king. So we'll see if he's able to put that title to use here. But Drake, great meeting you. Excited to see what you do here as he's going to get underway. The lights are gone. Initiates in that S13.5. Very good on the initiation. Could have been a little bit deeper in the zone throughout the majority of it here. Oh, and a major correction there as he comes around the reference line. Now transitioning through to outside zone number 2. Positioning the car a lot better this time as he wraps it around towards that inside clip. Very nice placement there. Transitioning through to outside zone number 3. Oh, a little bit of a wall tap there, but not shaking him up too bad. Manages to keep it going as he picks up inside clip number 2. Now to outside zone number 4. We'll see what he's able to do with the wall on this one. And it looks like he's going to keep it a little bit towards the middle here. Not too deep, so maybe trying to play it safe to ensure that he gets a score on the board as he does cross that line.
No 360. All eyes were on him, and we'll have to see if he possibly wants to show something on his second run, but a 71 for Drake. Not really the score he'd want to see. It's a score he has certainly earned. A lot of mistakes that we saw, very uncharacteristic of Drake. I'd like to see if he can't clean those up, but up to the line now. Another driver from Team EOD, Diaz, currently sitting third in the points. No, his championship hopes long gone. But that's no fault of his. An excellent driver. Just have to see what he can do here. See, fires in, a little wavery, but keeping it all together smooth and nice and deep within that zone. Nice line through the middle of the course across the OGP logo there. A little bit of left foot brake, keeping him in the zone, just absolutely letting that S13 eat off the limiter. But definitely calm, confident, and composed with this run. Smooth as can be. See, coming around to the final turn here. What can he do? Right onto the wall, nice and smooth, good angle all the way across the line.
Yeah, pretty good run there from Diaz. I don't think it's going to put him up in the top qualifier spot just yet. I think there's a couple of things that he could improve upon there and really nail it out of the park. Diaz, another guy who we got to meet up there at Connecticut. Pretty cool meeting him for the first time. He was up there with his daughter, so shout out to him for his Father's Day trip. And happy belated Father's Day to all the dads who might be either driving or watching along at home right now. Very appreciative of all the dads out there as we wait for Diaz to score to slot in here. We do have Lester pulling up to the line now. What do we call him? We have many names for this guy. I don't know which one we want to go with on
Mr.
this
Consistency. We have
I don't know if he
another
deserves it
one.
after last round.
True. I don't know.
He kind
I
of
mean, there's a
threw us
few.
through a loop here.
That's true.
No, Kyle,
Not
we can't
that
say
one.
that on stream. We can't say that on stream. I've been holding back so bad from calling him that. We're professional in this booth. We're professional. All right.
we got one.
Everybody watching at home knows what that is. Everybody knows it's being referred to.
We got one suggestion from chat, Unk.
The old timer.
From Mr. Ed Venus himself.
Old timer Olive Garden. There we go.
Old timer Olive Garden.
I don't on the board for Diaz. So yeah, not quite all the way at the top right now. Gonna put him currently P10, but we know him. He's got more in the tank. I'm sure he's gonna come out swinging for run 2.
Oh, for sure. Diaz not a man to back down. But Lester up to the line. Here's a guy who knows how to throw down, but what can he show us today? Call him the king of consistency, Mr. Consistency himself. But no, after last round,
just that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Initiates in. Oh, and tapping the wall. Not what you want to do out of the gate, but he does keep it going here. So see what he's able to do through the rest of the run as he transitions towards outside zone number 2 now. Positioning the car much better for this zone. Not risking any kind of a wall tap there. Picks up that inside clip. Maybe overexceeded it a little bit. Couldn't really tell from the angle here. But does set it up nicely for outside zone number 3. Very good placement on inside clip number 2. Perfecting it that time around. Now throwing some good angle coming into the last outside zone. Keeping the car off of the wall. Just ensuring that he gets a score on the board and he crosses the line. So a score he will get.
Indeed. Probably the safer way to go after that contact with the wall. Oh, man. There was a major collision in the pit entrance there. Or pit exit. But as I was saying, Lester indeed a little bobble in that first outside zone. Just a little bit of contact with that wall. It's probably safe to transition that to more of a safer run, as you're saying. As we await.
Speaking of, some cool stuff coming up here, and we talked about scores all day. We already know what's coming. We got a heavy hitter on the line. The one and only OGP's #1 driver, Anthony Taylor, as we do see a 74 on the board for Lester. But right now, it is all eyes on that start line as Anthony Taylor still piloting the E36, ready to rip. And he was actually helping people with their tune setups coming into this round. Put a base tune on all of the cars, made sure that everybody had the resources to come out here, throw down, and have a good time. Let's see what Anthony Taylor does in his E36 BMW.
Indeed, ready for his run, firing in. Not quite on the wall, a little bit of left foot brake will nurse him back. Pouring on the angle coming out of outside zone 1. Nice smooth line into outside zone 2. A little bit of left foot brake, keeping him in the zone. As he makes his way around that inner clip. Good positioning there. As he flies into outside zone 3, puts the car right where it needs to be on that wall. Nice, smooth. Coming around the final turn here. What more can he do? But throw it on the wall just like that across the line. How about that? Anthony Taylor not backing down.
Definitely looks like we're going to be seeing a really high score on the board here. Will it be enough to dethrone our current top spot with that 94 of Jonathan Casillas? Or will he be looking to improve to get that P1 on his second run? It was a very good run so far. Excited to see what's coming up here. As we do see Devin, another E36 driver, getting ready to throw down for his second run. We await that score on Anthony Taylor.
And I believe we were doing the math on what Anthony Taylor needs to do to seal the championship here early. What do you remember what he needed to get done, Strep?
Yeah, so for him to actually take the championship right now, currently he just has to top qualify. Oh, it's a 92 on the board. So he is currently looking to improve on that. But if he qualifies top in the point or in the roster here, and he wins his 32 battle, he will be crowned the OGP 2026 champion. So right now, sitting on that 92, he's got a little bit of work to do to ensure that he has best odds, but he's got a little bit of work to do. Currently sitting P6. So Jonathan Casillas is in the chat, kind of blowing some sighs of relief right now as he maintains his number 1 spot. But here we go. Devin stunning it currently with a 60 on the board. He'll have to improve on that. Initiates in very nice in that first outside zone. Could have been a lot deeper there, but still managing to keep it in. Transitioning through now towards outside zone number 2. And ooh, a major almost straightening. That might be an incomplete. We'll have to see. He now makes his way to outside zone number 3, and again, just super shallow on the angle here. Picks up that inside clip. Coming out to the last wall. We'll see if he's got any razzle-dazzle left in the tank, and he is going to push the car all the way out there as he crosses the line. And there's the 360.
60.
And that's all we're going to get.
All right. I respect it. All right. Not a super outstanding run from Devin. A few mistakes, and you were saying that almost completely straight in there. I think he was able to keep angle with it, but we'll have to see what the judges think. But already on the board with the 60, he's making it through.
The number 1 question for the judges there would be, with that exact spot of the track, you do need to be at a pretty good amount of angle to not totally kill out the chase. Could be considered an unchaseable lead. We'll have to see what they say. Obviously, he is in no matter what with that 60 score currently, but definitely a interesting set of runs from Devin. Have to clean that up for battles, or else he's not gonna have a great day.
No, I definitely want to put yourself in the best position to succeed when you're going into top 32 battles, and qualifying high is your best chance to do that. I
tell you what, the nicotine, and it's consistent with another 60 on the board. So we got 3 consistencies. We got a double 65, a double 60, and a double 0.
How about that?
A couple of repeat scores. Somebody who does not want to repeat though right now, Ramirin, is on the line with an 89, looking to break into the 90s.
Indeed, looking to improve here. I'd love to see him his way into maybe those 90s, get himself a little bit higher on that leaderboard, but we'll see what he can do. Flicking it in, massive angle already until that first outer zone. Pouring it on as he comes across. Nice smooth line, doing what he needs to do, putting the car where he needs to put it, right onto the wall in outside zone 2, pulling out a little bit early, but where he needs to be on that inner clip. Just backing it up ever so slightly to get closer to that wall. A little inside on that inner clip. We'll have to see how that affects this final turn here. But he's able to confidently put it right where he needs to, right on the wall across the line.
Good run. Couple of spots where there were some mistakes. I don't know if he's going to break into the 90s with that. We'll definitely have to see. Judges have been very accurate with their scores, other than a couple runs that I think will definitely a little bit curious about some scores, but you'll have that. That's part of drifting. It's a judge sport. You know, it's not like with Wally system, which ESDA uses something similar. Shout out ESDA. But we got all human judges here. It's all human judging during qualifying, during battles. So I'll have to see what they say. Somebody right now who wants to improve on that judging is Slammed, the S13, looking to break himself into the 90s as well. And Remirin does it with a 91. He breaks into the 90s with a 91 on the board, currently slotting him into P7.
And that's a decent position there for Ramirin. Did all he can do there. But Slam sitting on an 88. He would like just a little bit of an improvement, see himself into the top 10.
Slam knows what he has to do here as he sits on that line waiting for the lights to go. He's done it before. He'll do it again. He's got to break into those 90s. See what he's got going on. As that S13 sitting there, the lights are on. There is the white light. Slammed is away for his second run. Will he break the 90s? Will he remain on the 88? We're going to find out as he initiates in. Very nicely done there, keeping the car off of the wall a little bit. Could have been deeper there, but not too bad. Now transitioning through, very nice on this transition into outside zone number 2, putting the car right out to the wall this time. Very good placement. Grabbing that inside clip on, looks like possibly the second hash mark with the trailing tire. Now into outside zone number 3 again. Very beautiful placement along that wall. Comes out a little bit on that inside clip though, maybe trying to set himself up better for outside zone number 4. And he's going to send it right on in there, dragging bumper the entire way and across the line. Not big angle and no 360.
Oh my goodness.
What is this? The 360 King is not delivering.
The King will have to be dethroned after this. He cannot.
Yeah, nope.
He can't hold on to that title going into season 2. I mean, there's no way.
Crown.
We'll have to get community side on this. But I feel that is no more.
I think Augie is right in the chat right now. When he is not throwing his 360s, he's locked in. He's trying to get that better score. He wants the 90s. He's going for it. I think there's a good chance that we might see it here. He's currently sitting on that 88, so a great score either way already in the books. And there is a 91 on the board for slammed. That's going to put him in P9 as of right now. However, gonna have to work to keep that crown going into season 2. That is for sure.
Definitely the crown slipping.
The clown.
The clown. Yeah.
We got clowns?
We got clowns.
Yeah, there's 2 of them in the booth right now.
Indeed. But let's see here. Keith up to the line. Firing off. Here goes in that E36. From the change. From the boat to the E36. Trying to get confident with that car. Sitting on an 80. Not a lot of angle through outside zone 1. Like to clean it up here a little bit. But struggling as getting a tire on that line. Not where you want to be. Definitely not filling that zone either. A lot of angle into outside zone 3 as well, but not able to find his way into the zone where he needs to put that car. Just over compensating with the angle, not able to set his car up properly. Able to get some good proximity in the zone in that final turn. But man, Keith looking to be struggling a little bit here.
Yeah, you know, some of that over angling that he was doing in other parts of the track, he needed to take that angle and put it into outside zone number 1. And I don't think that's the score. It's a 59 as of right now. I don't think that's the final score. That is the final score I'm hearing. So a 59 on the board for him. And now we're going to turn it over to Chill back on the line. Currently sitting on that 93 in position 3, looking to improve. See what he's able to do here.
Definitely has the best opportunity to do so. Both drivers above him sitting on a 94. All he needs to do is just find 2 points on the track. We'll see if he can get it done. But
he's done it before at other events. He's capable of it here. Driving that E36 BMW, clearly the favorite chassis for this series, and the lights are on. Chill's ready to go. He's going to absolutely send it here. Go big or go home. So he initiates in right on the wall, dragging bumper through that initiation, plastered through the wall the entire way around. Absolutely wonderful on the reference line as well. Now bringing it into outside zone number 2, again, right out there, using a little bit of left foot brake to keep the car settled, but doing it very nicely. Perfectly picking up that inside clip. Now out to outside zone number 3, and again, just putting the back bumper right on the wall everywhere. Perfect on inner clip too, as he does a little bit of a slow transition compared to his first run, but again, going into the last outside zone, just dragging the bumper right out there. And what a beautiful run from Elias. He gives us a little bit of a 360. Oh, stalls the car. But you know what? He still did the 360. I'll ignore the stall because you're my teammate. I'll give you a passing grace. The other guys on the team, they're going to tell you that it sucked, though. That was horrible. You can do better. But what a run from Elias in that E36 BMW.
Really, truly living up to his name, keeping it chill. Man, just absolutely confident and controlled with his car. Just smooth, putting angle where he needed to. but
Oh,
he'll
it's gonna
match
stay at a
scores
93.
with a 93. Unfortunately, not able to find that extra point, but they'll
He
still
is
keep
currently
him in
sitting
third.
P3.
Exactly.
Still
That's
sitting P3
not
right
bad.
now. Couple of drivers yet that could take him out of that spot. Couple of drivers looking for that top spot. I know one of them, Anthony Taylor, is still waiting for his second run. Right now, Drake, ready to show us what he's capable of here in that S13.5, currently on a 71.
Drake definitely has to improve here, and it's not looking good. He has a score, but definitely not where he needs to be. As he fires in, needs to back up that car just a little bit. Not able to get back to that wall. Initiating into outer zone 2. Nice and smooth through that inner clip there. You do hear an outside zone 3 pulling out of the zone just a little bit. Left foot brake helps him back in nicely through that second inner clip. Now flowing into the final zone, keeping it nice and tight, pulling out of the zone a little bit there across the line, and a little 360 to boot there at the end. Love to see it.
Gotta love a 360. Watching that run, I don't think he's going to dethrone that P1 spot. It was a great run. I think that the line had a couple of spots where it could have been a little bit better, but I definitely think we're going to see an improvement for Drake here. Coming out, showing what he's capable of in that S13.5. Very tricky car to drive, I will say. When I had originally, before I took on... Oh, and it is an 80 on the board, so an improvement there for Drake. Very nice for him. I will say that S13.5, before I took on the commentary role for the season, I actually signed up to drive in that car. And going through the season, kind of glad I ended up in the booth, because that is a tricky car to handle. That is for sure.
But definitely a very popular car amongst a lot of our drivers. Definitely a very
Sounds
prominent
really
car.
good.
And man, it sounds beautiful.
Very
But
good sound
Diaz,
machine.
up to the line. He would like to improve off of his 88. See what he can do here on his second run. Firing out of the gate. Hot and heavy. Oh, my apologies.
No, go ahead. No, we're good.
No, he's flowing through. Nice line, maybe a little bit tighter there, but able to make it work through outside zone 2. Nice and smooth, carrying that momentum into outside zone 3. A very controlled run here, but washes out a little wide there for outside zone 2. Gets out to that second hash mark, but throws it right onto the wall for the final zone here. Carrying it all the way across the line with a little tap to boot.
I didn't know that inner clip 2 was now outside zone number 2. I guess we're going to have to adjust our line map here.
Yeah. Bend
there.
it to my will.
We're stepping on toes.
Yes, my apologies. Sometimes
just means I get to talk about Mr. Lester coming up here, so that's always fun. Diaz, though, sitting on that 88 run right now. Am I allowed to say it? I've been wanting to say it. No, I'm not allowed to say it. All right. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll go above our production guy during battles. We'll see. As we wait to see that score come in for Diaz. Currently sitting on an 88, obviously looking to improve. I don't know if we're going to see that. There was some very big issues in that run, but not the biggest issues. Oh, it is an improvement. It's a 90 on the board there for Diaz.
How about that? Seeing his way into the top 10 with that one. Definitely have to be
his way into P10.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say comfortably, but Lester sitting on a 74 definitely poses a threat to that. If he can recover himself.
Got him. You got Lester.
You got Lester.
Him.
You got him. I got him.
You got
All
him.
right.
We'll get back in our regular order here.
All righty. Well, let's cut through to Lester's run here. Nice, weird, also interesting initiation there, but keeping it smooth. Interesting initiation, but keeping it smooth through outside zone 1 there. Keeping it rocking around outside zone 2. A little bit of a bump there on the wall, but able to get recovered without too much hassle. Now coming around outside zone 3, pulling out a little bit there, but still on the correct, nice line here through the final turn. Keeping it right into that wall, pulls out just a little bit, We're right back onto it across the line. Man, these drivers are catching me up today. But not a bad run from Lester. An 87, that's a nice improvement. But
Very good
won't
improvement
threaten
there.
the top 10 of Diaz.
It will not. It unfortunately will not. He is a little bit shy of it, but you know, you'll have that sometimes. And I will say our production guy Kyle trying to make us all crack up in the booth in the middle of a run there, dropping the legendary line of room with an absolutely, and somebody who is absolutely trying to improve their score right now to get themselves a better fight for that championship right out of the gate. Anthony Taylor sitting on a 92 right now. He has to put a 95 on the board or higher in order to get that top qualifying spot. And if he's able to do that and win his 32 battle, he will be your champion. Right now, on the outside looking in, is Anthony Taylor fighting for every point possible to ensure his victory. See what he's able to do here. Our last run of qualifying for the day. Just waiting on the lights to go. We'll see what he's able to do. He is eagerly awaiting. The lights are on. Here he goes. Last run of the day. Anthony Taylor looking for that P1. Very interesting initiation, but making it work as he gets all the way out to the outside zone. Dragging that wing right over the line. Oh, and coming away from the wall a little bit there. Maybe a little bit of a mistake from Anthony Taylor as he transitions through to outside zone number 2. Now putting the car all the way out to the wall, right where he's got to be. Bringing it into inside clip in number 1. Very good placement with the tires there. Now holding good angle as he comes into that third wall of outside zone number 3. Wraps it around to inside clip in number 2. Very nicely done there. Putting the car right where it's got to go. Oh, voice crack there to really spice up the run. As he brings it around that last outside zone, putting the bumper in the wall and across the line. Are we going to see it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do
Oh, man, come on.
And he's going back because he knows we're going to tell him to pack it in the trailer and get out of here.
He's already packing. He's already packing.
I will say.
He better be.
I will say. Very scary here. He needs a 95 or higher to be that P1. Was not as deep as he could have been in outside zone number 1. That's going to hurt that score chance. However, the rest of the run looked very, very identical to kind of what Chill put on in his second run there, other than the slower transition. But I got to agree with Slammed in the chat. I think his first run was definitely better. So I don't think that we're going to see that improvement here. Have to see.
I have to see, and I agree with what you're saying. Definitely very characteristic of Chill's run. Very smooth.
That was an interesting way to say the word definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Brother.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But definitely Anthony Taylor. Oh, and look at that. 95 for Anthony Taylor. That's going to see him into first position. He's going to take over the board.
Yeah, I got to admit, that's a little bit of a questionable score. I can't say that I agree with that, if I'm being honest here. But 95 on the board for Anthony Taylor is going to put him up in that P1. Maybe we can get one of our judges to come up here and kind of explain what they saw, because they definitely saw something different than what a lot of us saw here. See if we can't get one of them up in here before we start cutting away. See if we can. I'm gonna interrupt. I'm gonna go try to get them. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go step into the judges booth.
All right, and while we do that, let's take a look at how everything kind of shook up regarding qualifying today. Anthony Taylor, obviously we have that 95. We'll get the judges in here to kind of explain that. But Jonathan Casillas, Matty Spies, both able to wow the crowd with matching 94s. Jonathan just with the better second run overall, able to seal away that second position. Chillmate with an absolutely burner of a run, throwing it down with a 93. And Dominic Moya, 92, shared that with Dustin. Dustin, unfortunately, too many mistakes in that second run. Some with a 69, but unfortunately not able to get one position better into that top 5. Young Ramiran, we saw a 3-way tie of 91-point runs. Very consistent. A lot of the drivers high up there, definitely showing why they're the best. Cervantes Slammed also within that group, and Diaz rounding out the top 10. But give a hand for all the other drivers that really showed up, showed out, and everyone who was here. Definitely unfortunate for Jason Jones, not able to join us tomorrow with that 00.
All right, so jumping back up into the booth here, I had a little bit of a word with the judges to kind of find out what was going on there. And he did get docked some points with the wall tap going on there. He got docked a little bit in terms of the transitions. But yeah, judges their score solidified. It's going to be a 95 on the board there for Anthony Taylor taking P1. So as of right now, all Anthony Taylor needs to do is take that top 32 win, which I believe he's getting a buy run. So I think it's solidified. Anthony Taylor is your OGP 2026 champion. It is official. It is locked in. He is your champion for the 2026 season. So congratulations, Anthony Taylor, your top qualifier, your 2026 OGP champion. And we will be back, of course, with action tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. But as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, my name again, Strepidemic. I'm joined here in the booth by Mr. Vroom, Kyle on the production team. And we will see you guys with more action in our top 32 battles all the way to the finals tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody, and take care.
Bye-bye.
Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. It's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor, the pain is over, feel the darkness take control. Shoot my line with the 15 rounds.